All right, yeah, we got a lot to go over this morning. We got Jim Jones being exposed by Camron, and we got some more videos to bring up about that stuff we got to break down. We got Drake and iHeartRadio reaching their settlement, and a source from iHeartRadio has began to talk about the settlement terms. I got a Jay-Z update that we got to get into, but real quick, two quick things before we get into this stuff. Number one, people, I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate all the new people that are subscribing to the podcast. I see y'all. Quarter Lab sent me a monthly statistics breakdown yesterday that I analyzed. One thing that I saw in it is when we look at videos like this, y'all, when we see like, or if you go into like YouTube and you type in Kendrick Lamar, Peekaboo, and Tentacion, right? You see our video comes up to the top. It's currently at 212,000 views, right? It's the highest viewed Sorry It's True podcast video. Reason being is because it was shared. They went crazy sharing this, like, yo, check this out, check this out, check this out. So we need to remind mods, supporters of the channel, please remember to share the videos, okay? Get the podcast out. Let's keep it moving. Also, real quick, I want to shout out the homie Math, man. He hooked me up with a hat sponsor. You know what I'm saying? He and I are going to do some business. I got to send some money his way. He's got to send some product my way. So shout out to the homie Math. And speaking of people sending stuff through for the podcast, I told y'all if it hit the P.O. box, I was going to bring it on the stream. He wanted to remain anonymous because he says he's in the stream almost every morning, right? So I know who it is. I ain't going to say his name, right? But he DM'd me. He said, listen, man, all I need is your size. Are you XL, double XL? He says, I know you at least the XL because we met in person at an RBE event before. I was like, I wasn't sure who it was. But this is what he said. And I just wait. I got it out the PO box this past weekend, but I was gonna wait for Drake and Kendrick topic. This hoodie. Oh my god. Yo, there's a hoodie. Yo, he sent me the Super Bowl Kendrick smiling cheese teeth, smiling the camera, say Drake hoodie. Salute once again, homie. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna wear that outside. That's not my speed to be walking around like Team Kendrick or Team Drake. That ain't my speed. I'll probably, wait for a podcast that's maybe around the Super Bowl or Kendrick or something. I don't know. And we'll put it on. You know what I'm saying? For a podcast. Yo, y'all are crazy, man. I really, really rock with the chat. All right, let's go. Let's get to Drake and iHeartRadio first. So we heard initially when Drake put his pre-action lawsuits in. iHeartRadio, I think, was involved. Spotify, you got UMG, of course. When we started hearing about the pre-action lawsuits going away, we thought that Drake was retracting. He was like, nah, I'm cool. Turns out that, as per sources, that he was clearing the lane for his defamation lawsuit. Like the bot stuff and everything, that went away. And his defamation, UMG, you guys campaigned and you put in all this mass industry effort to push Not Like Us and Kendrick and to shit on my negotiations that are coming up for my new contract deal with y'all, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We know the story. We heard recently that iHeartRadio and Drake has reached a settlement, right? Amicable settlement. Since then, a source from iHeartRadio has spoken about the settlement or has leaked information about the settlement. So let's take a look at this. Drake reportedly received proof iHeart did nothing wrong and agreed to drop petition. Okay. Drake settled his petition against iHeartMedia over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us after reportedly receiving proof that the company did nothing wrong. In his petition, which was filed in November, the Canadian rapper raised suspicions that UMG may have paid iHeartMedia to play Not Like Us on its many radio stations across the country, an illegal practice known as payola. Okay. The following was not a lawsuit, but instead sought depositions from representatives of both UMG and iHeartMedia for potential future lawsuit in Bexar County, Texas. In an amendment to the Texas petition on Wednesday, February 26, Drizzy's legal team notified the court that he has decided to remove iHeartMedia as a respondent. It noted that the two parties have reached an amicable resolution of the dispute to the satisfaction satisfaction. What the hell's wrong with me? Satisfaction of both sides. Now, the new report from Rolling Stone, a source from iHeart added more insight into the settlement. In exchange for documents that showed iHeart did nothing wrong, Drake agreed to drop his petition. No payments were made by either one of us, the unnamed source said. Despite the removal of media company, Drake still plans to move forward with his case against UMG in federal court in New York, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so the attack on Payola, I get it. Like Payola, there was a point in hip hop where people were blaming Payola for ruining radio. You heard people like DJ Funkmaster Flex speak on it. I think Envy spoke on it. DJ Clue spoke on it. Nas, I think, spoke on it when him and Jay-Z were getting into it. And then he left. He didn't do his concert. I think with was it with Hot 97? Then he went over to 105.1. Payola was coming up. Nas might have been like the front runner of getting Payola out of here. And they started passing laws for it and whatnot. And you get a lot of trouble for Payola, right? So for Drake to, go towards iHeartMedia and say, I have an accusation towards you, not a lawsuit, this pre-action accusation, and let's start having depositions. What's a deposition? A deposition is when you get somebody either on the defendant or the plaintiff side to on the record answer questions, pretty much, right? It's like being on the stand, but instead it's like pre-trial. Okay, so if you're being deposed, like let's say I've been deposed before. Let's say if I'm being deposed, who's suing me might have their lawyer sit me down for 6 hours. In today's world, you could do it virtual, and then there's a lot of times also we have to go face to face. But the other lawyer, the opposing counsel, will sit down there, ask you for like 4, 5, 6 hours or whatever, a bunch of questions, and what they're looking to do is get you on the record to obviously get answers out of you that's in their favor for their case, right? So they wanted depositions of iHeartMedia people. They wanted paperwork. They wanted proof of Payola was there. Part of me feels like, this is looking for information, to collect from whether it's Spotify, from iHeartMedia, and use that type of information against UMG. I think UMG is his main target. We broke down the numbers wise. We said that Kendrick Lamar at the time when we Googled it was worth like $140 million. Nothing to sneeze at. But when you do dollar for dollar breakdown, Kendrick Lamar is not worth half of the alleged last Drake deal, which we hear is $400 million. Okay. So if Kendrick isn't worth half of his last deal, and if he's in negotiations to try to get either rock bottom 400 mil again, or more than that, 6, 7, 800 mil, you're not going to get that from Kendrick. Who has it? UMG. We even Googled the billions of dollars that UMG is worth. So when you talk about that getting blood from a stone and tactically suing the entity that you have claims against, but also that logically even has the amount of money that you're sorting after, UMG is the primary target to me. Not saying that iHeartMedia and Spotify don't got it. They got it too. But I think he wanted information from them to use against UMG. Okay. I've seen that before as well. I've seen court cases where people will tactically sue you or bring claims against you because they're also looking to get information from you to use against or to fight other people that's suing them. Yeah, I've seen that before. Right. So tactically it happens. I don't know how good that is to bring to court. If people are aware of that, if that ever gets exposed, if there's proof of that, you walk something like that into trial and it makes, the plaintiff look crazy, right? To me. But I think that this was all also, rounded in payola. So that still would have made iHeartMedia wrong. Okay. So tactically, it made a lot of sense. But he obviously received information that made them settle. And when people hear settlement, here's the thing, New Jersey Twerk versus Big K is out right now on Bags and Bodies. Keep running those numbers up. But here's the thing, New Jersey Twerk, to teach you people a lesson about these proceedings. When people hear the word settlement, they think that because you're the defendant, you lost something, right? That's not always how settlements go. Settlements don't always involve money either. Twerk, Okay, all that bankruptcy talk or whatever, he's just rapping. I'm here telling the actual facts. Okay, you're just rapping, nigga. All right, I got the actual facts. So if you hear Drake and iHeartMedia settled, like the ignorance of not understanding how some of this stuff goes, and that's fine, automatically made a lot of people think that, oh shit, iHeartMedia may have been guilty of something, and they probably cut Drake a check, or they probably, snitched to a degree and gave him some information, or whatever the case may be. As per the source from iHeartMedia and articles like this that are now running around the whole internet, and this is a great source. This is also published on what? Hip Hop DX, one of our premier hip hop websites, right? They've been in the runnings for like how many years at this point? This is going around, and you interpret this as you wanted to either depose, you got those depositions done, or you got paperwork from iHeartMedia, some type of email, some type of contract, some type of receipts. You asked for this pre-action type of information. They gave you stuff that says your allegations don't stand here. I don't know about all that Spotify and UMG shit. That's on them. But when it comes to iHeartMedia, here's our proof. We ain't do shit. And sometimes that happens in discovery. Like you could put a claim in on somebody that says you knowingly and purposefully did this. And then in discovery, they say it's actually opposite, asshole. Now, what are you going to do with your case? Good luck. That could have happened here. I have experience with that too. That could have happened here. So don't hear settlement and just everybody think that, oh, iHeart media, they gave something up or they paid. No, it's being stated that it was an amicable settlement. Settlements are all different types of terms. A settlement could be like, we'll never fight again. Real shit. Like that could be a settlement. You'll never wear a black T-shirt on your podcast again because I had it trademarked. Right? That could be a settlement term. Okay, it doesn't even have to mean that somebody is right or wrong. It's we're not going to go forward with this trial. We're not going to go forward with this case. We're not going to go forward with these claims. And in the midst of evacuating out, right? Let's agree on some stuff and hopefully never end up here again. Okay. What did iHeartMedia probably want from Drake in settlement? Drop that shit. What did Drake ask for? Probably not even in the settlement. He probably got it before the settlement. Proof. Okay, you go your way, I'll go my way. Let me go back to fighting with UMG. All right. So the reason why I put Drake is exposed in that is because settlement stuff, I stay true to my titles, people. I don't clickbait y'all. Settlement stuff, 99.9% of the time is confidential to both parties. Like if I reach a settlement with some company that I sue, right? And 99% of the time, one of those, the lawyers, if not both, they're going to agree that in the settlement, we don't talk about. So I don't come on camera and I say, by the way, remember that company that I sued? Yeah, they paid me $1 million, right? You ever see Norbs running around talking about what happened between him and URL? No, it's probably confidential as shit, like agreed to in the settlement. Okay. So the reason why I put expose on this is because this is being reported that a source from iHeartMedia, and I would assume that that's probably tactical as well. People feed the media shit like that all the time. Keep me anonymous. Keep me just as a source. Don't name me. Battle rap league owners do it with bloggers. Go watch the Wire season 5. Right? You see McNulty in the office at the media at the newspaper office, and they're going about talking about the fake serial killer of the homeless. Right? He's like, look, you could say this in your next news cycle run, but don't say this and keep this anonymous. And this is how media and these are how these type of relations work. So somebody, a source from iHeartMedia says, look, don't say my name. Don't say nothing. Just report me as a source. But yeah, we didn't give him shit other than proof. That's how it goes. All right. So we're never going to see the paperwork. It's confidential. It's NDA type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But the sources will come out. And those sources come out also to maintain the integrity and the reputation of the company. We can't go publicly come out, the CEO, and talk about, yeah, we sent Drake packing. Can't do that, right? But we can send a source to the media and Hip Hop DX and all these other platforms to say, this is what happened. Go ahead and make that public. Leave my name out of it. That's how that goes, okay? Speaking of Drake too, before we move on, because we still got like 2 more topics to cover. Um, yeah, I seen it, people, and I know y'all saw it too at this point. Like, I seen it. Oh my goodness.
Well, we're halfway through the show, which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out and call Drake a... Don't worry, I'm lawyered up. Anyway, well, we're...
Let me use this as my little transition to the next topic. Oh Lord. People. People. Now, I say Drake. Oh my God. I'm an 80s baby. I was there. I was there for Michael Jackson. Okay. I was there for Prince. I've seen huge moments. Part of me wants to Google right now some of the biggest pop songs ever, right? Some of y'all are with me, man. We was there for Moonwalk, the movie, and all this type of shit. We seen the Michael Jackson concerts where grown men is fainting and falling out. We know what big music moments are, right? And without doing my homework, I'm not gonna jump out the window and scale it to music overall. I ain't gonna do that. Maybe I'll do that on a different stream, but I'll have the stats with me. Hip hop, though, being an 80s baby means I was there for everything because we know when hip hop was born. I was there for everything, every movement, every shift in the regions, every change, every trend, everything. I was there for everything of hip hop. Later on, the internet comes in, changes the game. Business wise, promotional wise, reachability wise. Oh, I could actually DM Beyonce now. She ain't gonna respond, but social media is it made hip hop just when you factor some of that stuff in, the viral nature, the podcasters, the bloggers, the TikTok, the viral clips, clip culture. Oh my God, this is not the days where you have to walk to the newsstand and buy a newspaper and find out who performed yesterday's halftime show. This is not waiting till the new Source or Double XL magazine drops and see it's Kendrick Lamar on the cover. This ain't that. Instant gratification. I know part of it is my own algorithm, right? But I scroll through shorts and I see these poor third world country areas and villages, and you see these kids reenacting the Kendrick step, right? We see another one, might have made it to like TMZ, the dude at his wedding that did it. Him and the best man, the Kendrick step. I'm slipping, I'm sliding, and I'm all up on the like, whoa, mustard on a beat, hold deep, boat, right? What? It has a dance that's going viral too. Not going, is viral too. We just pulled up the Conan shit. You know, we saw last week, like the SNL stuff. I think it's safe to say that Not Like Us is the or one of the biggest hip hop songs ever. And that is so spooky. Part of me has like this weird pride, not because of the Kendrick and Drake choosing sides, but this pride that one of the biggest songs in hip hop history, possibly the, spawns from a rap battle. How dope is that? How dope is that? Grammys and halftime shows and sold out tours. You want to know what's ridiculous, people? Not Like Us wasn't even put on GNX. Not Like Us is drifting as its own song. He didn't even put it on his album. You guys are living through a moment in hip. There's a lot of people that want this shit to finally just please sweep this dust under the rug. They want it to go away. They want it to stop. Oh, you Kendrick fan, Kendrick, he's gonna milk this forever. I get it. Y'all take y'all position. But people, do not underestimate the fact that you are here, present and living through arguably the biggest hip hop moment ever. And you're watching it. You're seeing legal shit. You're seeing fans. You're seeing politics. You're seeing a worldwide impact and effect. You're seeing social media viral nature. We're learning about albums charting and things that we never paid attention. I didn't care about the politics of the music industry before. You think I cared if I heard that this artist is suing that artist, 10 years ago? I didn't. You guys are literally, regardless whether you stand where you stand on it, you're living through one of the biggest hip hop moments ever. If it doesn't entertain you, so be it. It's not for you, but it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So stop begging some of y'all for it to go away. It's not going anywhere anytime soon because it is too massive. It is what it is. Speaking of it is what it is. Oh, there go my transition. I'm getting decent at this. Cam. Let's talk, Cam. Oh, man. Camron exposes. Let me take this down for a second. Oh, man. Camron exposes Jim Jones. Ongoing with these two guys. Many of us don't want to see the Dips have this division. Jim Jones seemed like he came real close to saying fuck Freaky Zeke during his Breakfast Club interview the other day or last week. Jewels looks like he's picked a side. We see Cam taking shots at even, to a degree, Jewels as well, because it's Jewels and Jim. Over here, it's Cam, and he's running with Mace. And Mace wasn't a Dip, but, it's splitting the group, man. And God forbid, don't ever let this happen to y'all. Please, just age gracefully. The Locks, don't ever let this happen to y'all. We need our groups. These heavyweights, outcasts. I know we don't see those two together too much, but please, people, please. And we got a Wu tour coming up, Final Chamber. But it's tough to watch. It's entertaining, especially because Cam is such a fucking troll, and Jim does his trolling too. But let's get into this topic and let's get into this breakdown a little bit more. So, spinning off of the Breakfast Club interview that Jim did, right? We saw Jim's had that moment where he was kind of in his mode. He went up there with good intentions. I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna be relaxed, I'm gonna try to promote my album, stay away from the drama. Charlamagne, DJ Envy, they worked their magic, and eventually they was able to push certain buttons here and there. Hey man, did you start the New York Bloods? Like what? One of the buttons that they got that Charlamagne was able to lob over the fence, and the grenade detonated was yeah, niggas talk about you put niggas in jail. Nudge, nudge. Oh, who I put in jail? I don't know. Camron said it. Hook, line, sinker. Got him. Right. And, as Jim was in his mode, one thing that he exposed was he said Swiss Beats and Cam were involved in backdooring him. He said he spoke to Swizz, found out there was a bunch of business and money that he missed out on that he didn't get. And it was like, yo, business is business, right? And Jim said, no, that's backdoor sucker shit. Almost implying that when you're in a group or when you're friends or when you stay down with your people, everything is to be shared correctly or evenly and from a business sense, we know that that's not true, right? But let's get some of Cam's on camera, on cam.
And that's going on for the verses. Everybody keep keying, but I wanted the bag.
Everybody got to get at least 6 digits. That's an artist, minimum.
We got the bag, but boy still went back door. Like, yo, for me to do the verses, you got to give me part of this business. It had nothing to do with us.
Got everybody their money. I started polying my own shit. Like, I want the door money. I want stocks and Triller. I want beats from Timberland and Swiss for free. I want percentage of the views that's going to go on. And I got all that shit too.
But he say that's me being a businessman. No, that's you being a sucker doing backdoor shit. I ain't no backdoor ass nigga. You heard? I stand on 10 toes and I break bread with my niggas. Period. That's always who I've been. All my niggas, we get money together. Not one of them type of dudes, bro. Talk about the backdoor and that's going on for the verses.
Okay. So we heard what's going on there once again. Just as a reminder. Let's read the text message that Camron dropped in an attempt to expose Jim Jones and respond to that Breakfast Club clip. This is Jim Jones writing to Cam. This opportunity is bigger than life to me. It's not about money for me with this. Yes, the money makes it even better, but this is my ultimate bucket list and dream since we started this shit. I'm willing to give you my money so you can make the money you feel you deserve so we can do this concert. If that's the problem, and this is no shade, it's an opportunity for everyone to eat, not just off money, but that platform, which is the Versus platform, can change a lot of business and bring a lot of business to us as a group. And he decided to capitalize that for some reason as a group and as solo artists. Okay, put solo too. But really, I just want to touch that stage in a big way. And if I have to take a loss to make a gain, I'm willing to. That's Jim Jones, allegedly. Let's see Cam's response, allegedly. It's not about the money for me, bro. It's about niggas keep getting more paper off of us than we get off of us. Supreme, etc. So he's calling examples. Swiss and them ain't pay nobody, then sold the company for 40 or 50 M's. I'm trying to get back for what they did to the Cold Crush. LOL. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. How much can I take from that simple text message? Let's start with Jim's part. Jim's part, man. So Jim said he got the bag. Cam said he got them 6 figures. So at least they're aligned there. Jim got paid. He got paid. Bucket list. Bucket list. Talk to some of my peoples, man. I had this debate yesterday with my brother Tate. Tate, I'm going to talk to you in a second. I was DMing with the homie 40 Cal, who's an ex-dip, was there during the whole movement. I'm going to talk about he and I's talking about a second. And my man Ant as well. Not AB, Ant. All right, because I know when I say Ant on the stream, you be fucking up. Like, oh, he's talking to me or AB? I'm talking to you, Ant, okay? Some of y'all seen on my gram and all that. I went to the Super Bowl Chiefs and Eagles, right? One of the reasons why I had to go is because I never did a Super Bowl before. Been to plenty of football games, right? NFL games, but I never did a Super Bowl. And I was like, this is perfect timing. As a battle rap guy and as a hip hop head, I get to see Kendrick Lamar at the halftime show during this huge hip hop moment and all this anticipation around his rap battle songs and Not Like Us and the lawsuit and all that. I was like, that's mega. Then Chiefs might have the ability to three-peat. We'll get to see something that you could only see once in a lifetime, an NFL team three-peating. That's why I was wearing the fucking Chiefs jersey, people. Okay, I'm not a Chiefs fan or Eagles fan. Okay, but y'all keep killing me. I wore it. I lost. Get at me. It's all good, right? But it was bucket list for me. My man Ant. Actually, I was with AB and Ant. Both Ants. Both of my guys' Ants was with me. They both did Super Bowls before, right? Super Bowl costs a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Especially the seats that we had. We was like 2 rows from the front of our section, like right there. You know what I'm saying? Like extremely expensive tickets for the Super Bowl for good seats. But I was telling my boys, for me, it's bucket list. Like some of my boys, especially the ones that did them already, as heavy NFL fans, they ain't going unless their team is in. They ain't going. You know what my man Ant did? He didn't even care to go inside. He sacrificed. I love you, my nigga. He sacrificed. I don't feel like spending no Super Bowl money right now because my team, which is the Bears, ain't in it. And I done been to like 3-4 Super Bowls already. I'm like, damn, y'all ruining this shit for me. What are y'all doing? This is Kendrick and a three-peat and Mahomes. What's up? They sacrificed, though. My man Ant, though, turns out he's like, oh, I wasn't going to go, but my team is in it, the Eagles. So he forced himself. But it's sacrifice. Why do I tell little stories like that? It's because it makes me identify. Cam clearly fucking sacrificed in this shit here. He told the story prior that he had a deal for $2 million on the table already. A tour that or he was looking at that. And look how he calls out from a business standpoint. See, he's well advanced than Jim Jones is in his text message when it comes to business. He's looking back at the past the same way Jim is these days. And he's disgruntled about, I don't own my masters. And you know, I missed out on this, and I think Cam got more than me here, and blah, blah. You see the disgruntled energy of Jim, right? Cam is like, I'm not going back through some of those mistakes because these motherfuckers build up a platform like Triller or Thriller, whatever, and Versus. They build it up off of our free shows because a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people that did Versus did it for free. They build up this platform with all these mega battles, Beanie Man versus Bounty Killer and fucking 3-6 Mafia versus Bone Thugs and fucking Timbaland versus, or not Timbaland, DJ Premier versus RZA. Like, they build this platform up with all this mega shit going on, and then they go and sell it. And we don't got nothing to do with it because the contract that we signed says we just perform. And then they sell the platform for 50 M's, and then Swizz and Alicia Keys' cribs looks 50 times more lavish and crazier than all you rappers. Because of the type of business. And Cam is like, I'm trying to overcharge him for what they did to the Cold Crush. But Jim is like, I need you to sacrifice because this is bucket list for me. Madison Square Garden and the Versus platform. I need this, and I'm willing to give you my money. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Cam is arguing with him from a business standpoint. 2 million's already in front of me. Fuck that Versus shit. He's arguing with them. And then what does he do? He sacrifices. And he does it. He does it. And he makes sure that everybody gets it back. He said 6 figures. Jim was willing to do it for fucking free. And he said he got him 6 figures. Must I incorporate the element here? Now, I went at Cam the other day. I said, Cam was wrong in the Ocho shit. Now I'm siding with Cam. I'm fair. Y'all know me. Now look at this. Not only do you get Jim a bag and he's willing to do it for free, and you begged him and he didn't want to do it, and his business is ahead of yours, but he gets you this bag. He stops doing what he's doing. That's got 2 million on the floor, right? You get your bucket list, and then he goes back and he starts to negotiate more, which is what he's supposed to do. Nobody stopped Jim Jones from contacting Swizz Beatz and said, listen, man, whether that was the information that's being shared for the whole group, or you think Freaky Zeke got what Jim got? He shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like, be clear, people. Of the Dips during their heyday, it's Cam #1 and Jewel's #2 as an artist. Oh Boy and all this type of shit and the Dips anthem and all that. That's Jewel's is #2. Jim Jones is #2 in the public's eye now in this era. Jewel's went away to jail. Jewel's ain't really had no music for us. Jim Jones has remained consistently dropping music. And then after the Dips was kind of like going down as a group, Jim Jones went up as a solo artist, balling, and then his albums ever since then. And then he's remained a hustler. We respect Jim Jones, his hustle this long. We do. But back then it was Cam. So if you're going to go on tour, if you're going to do a Versus, you know what songs they're going to be playing? The Jewel's bangers. We want to see Ballin' and maybe Certified Gangster. But back then, these tours, what these older fans are coming for is those hits. And Jewel's is #2 during that era. And I say all that to say Jewel's still don't deserve what Cam gets. Now, I understand the part of amongst brothers. I understand that. I have brothers too. I have close friends too that I inserted into RBE. Okay. Even they never wanted to ever try to get paid more than me in RBE because I was the center of it. I spent a majority of the money, or most of the money, right? Came from my pocket. I was the face. I was the one in the fire. Nobody had to go through the shit that I went through. Nobody's name got dragged when it was time for controversy. It was me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did most of the coordinating. I don't need to go through it when it comes to RBE. And my peers and my partners, they respected and appreciated what I brought to that table. And nobody wanted to split 50-50 with me. If I ever gave somebody 50-50, it's because I wanted to do it. There's nobody in RBE that ever deserved the same thing that I get, right? From a business standpoint, because that's the problem. And that's what breaks a lot of fucking situations. The business coincided with loved ones. Okay. Cam is not in the wrong here. And do I throw another factor in there? I don't even think they're good at this time. You think they're brothers when they're on that Versus stage at this point? I think they're all in communication. They're all in contact. We saw that video when Cam pulled up in Harlem with the black Lamborghini and Jim Jones. They wasn't the same, because even before then, around the Jim Jones balling time, they had a fallout, right? They had the fallout of Jim Jones going on BET with 50 Cent being the fucking master manipulator that he is. He's got Jim Jones coming on the show with him. Meanwhile, Cam is over here. He's into it with fucking 50. Like, you fucking over there with this nigga now? And Cam did that back to Jim recently too by bringing 50 on his platform and asking those. They haven't been good for a while. I think they just been cordial. We have a lot of history. We cool. We got money that we can get. There's probably in-house fighting in the Wu too that we don't know about. You think the Locks ain't never been through nothing? Their shit has just been public. The Dips, they not good like that. They not great. They were cordial during the verses, if you ask me, because we seen what they went through prior to the verses. We seen it publicly, the fallouts prior to the verses, and I'm still gonna stop what I'm doing, sacrifice, help you for your bucket list, let you beg me into this, me trying to show you in the midst of this that we need to be overcharging these motherfuckers for what they did to the Cold Crush. They're gonna use us and sell that Triller shit, and we're not gonna have no parts of it. Fuck that. I'm going back for mine. I need door, I need beats, I need this, I need that. Cam went and got that shit for himself, and he deserved it. As the top guy in the Dips, as the person that sacrificed in the Dips, as somebody that got Jim allegedly 6 figures at a time where we rock together, we got this diplomat shit, but I'm not going to harm what I want, what I got going on for you financially like that if I don't have to, because this ain't when we're both 20 years old sharing the fucking the fried rice and chicken wings from the corner. This ain't that time. You know what I'm saying? They damn near probably still look at each other's side eyes over the Bird Gang imprint. Jim, what was you up to? Cam, why did you fucking LLC it? What are we talking about? This text message exposes Jim. It does. It does. It exposes Jim. And I think if I want to pick on Cam, yo, Tate, this is for you. All right, so that was for my nigga Ant. Tate, this is for you. Since we were debating this shit yesterday, this is where I do agree with my man Tate. Cam is doing too much. He's right in this business situation. He's right in this versus situation. He's right from what I interpret from that text message. But one thing that Cam is doing, Cam has been on his media bully. It's like 50. People starting to get a little bit fed up with 50. I said this the other day as like a warning. If they Voltron up against Drake to get him out of here because he's fucking everybody's woman and dominating and standing people's way, blah, blah. Like, it's good to be on top, but be on top and also be liked. Don't be up there and abusing your power. 50 Cent sometimes, especially if recent time, people feel like he's abusing his power too much. I'm not saying he's wrong for some of these situations, but it just feels like he's abusing his power too much. And Cam is getting a little bit into that. Cam is he's having fun on his show, and he knows that it's great content and controversy moves. But don't get too much into I'm trolling the world now. I'm laughing, and Mace got his popcorn, and we're gonna have fun with all y'all. Careful. Careful, Cam. Don't make the world turn on you because they just feel like you're having a good time, and you just getting at people publicly as much as possible. Because I do think that he was wrong in the Ocho shit, right? But here's him trolling fucking Jim now, and you can say Jewels as well to a degree, right? Because they both came out and performed for Tank's walkout.
Killer, what's good, man?
Murder Stat, hello too. Sorry, Murder, what's good, man?
Hello, Stat.
How you doing, man?
We're all
Doing
back
good.
in studio.
Yeah,
I love
man.
it.
Yeah, man.
Great.
Before y'all start, though, I'm waiting on my popcorn in case it's one of those mornings.
Yeah, I'm gonna save some of the popcorn. You need like a half of popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save some of it for Talk with Flea. So,
Hey, Larry, bring my popcorn.
you got the
Yeah.
popcorn. Okay.
Full bucket.
It's a
full
popcorn
bucket.
morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what up, nigga?
The Monday
Good,
popcorn.
man. How you? Nigga say.
Saving some of it for Talk with Flea shows once again he's in content mode. You see, it's little things like that you pick up on.
It's a half a popcorn. You should get half a bucket, boy.
Just gotta save some. Okay. Well, we gotta talk about this fight. That's the first thing we're gonna talk about because we all seen it. Tank versus Roach went down on Saturday in New York, and the results wasn't what a lot of people wanted or expected. It did end in a majority draw. So based off of what you saw in Mace, do you feel like there was a clear winner?
Real quick, I know Mace usually starts. Mace, you mind if I start?
Yeah, go ahead. You go. I got my popcorn.
I just want to say something to your credit.
Okay.
This is really to your credit.
I really mean my popcorn.
Yeah. Because a lot of times I'll be like, this nigga Mace he be bugging, yo. Like, I'll say it out loud because your opinion. Mace always says, yo, don't bring this nigga out with you because they're not going to win if you bring this nigga out with you. Talking about football games, basketball games. And I'll be sitting here like, I don't really know, but then I got it when the fight went on. When you got that type of energy and you breathe in that energy, when everybody's sad and mad and depressed and try to look happy, but they not really happy, it gets into you. You have to keep sage in that environment. When you're in that environment, it lingers into the fight, and that's kind of the result of the fight. So I just want to before we get into the actual fight, I just want to tell you, I see what you're talking about now, because the people you with could possibly fuck your energy up for some shit that you're supposed to do. You can't come out with that energy, man. It's bad energy, man. It is bad energy, man. Nobody's happy over there. Everybody's sad. Everybody act like they happy. You ever see that movie? I'm pretty sure you've seen Goodfellas. Yeah. And it's a part in Goodfellas where Sam Rothstein, who's played by Robert De Niro, they having mad fun. And Nikki, who's played by Joe Pesci, they over there just looking at them niggas like, yeah, we're having fun too. They not having no fun. Saying, get out of there. Get out of there. But let's get to the fight, Murder. I see what you're talking about now when you talk. And this has nothing to do with Murder. Murder says this about basketball games from where I'm saying this, that I see what he's talking about. Nasty work. Nasty work, man.
You gotta have greatness with you. I remember we were talking about the Eagle game, and I said, if what was that? I said, if Meek Mill walked them out, they're not gonna win a championship.
Damn.
They Meek didn't walk them out. They ended up winning that championship. It's just something about it. Like I remember Terrence Crawford came out with Eminem. And he went on to have one of those moments, you know what I'm saying? It says a lot, you know. Who else was that?
Well, on the opposite end of the spectrum, this is what fucked the Lions up. When you bring out Jello. And listen.
See the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, Jello not from Brooklyn, and them niggas wasn't from Brooklyn.
No. Yeah. In this fight, I mean,
yo,
I'm trying to be serious.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, I appreciate your elevation. Why you pause that? Come on, man. First of all, I don't even do the pause thing. Yo, people, we got to be able to compliment each other. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, you could even call another man. You can't say cute. You can't say he's cute. That's a little too much. You know, like what if you're the best man at your homie's wedding, right? If you walk into his dressing room, he's got a suit on. You, man, you looking real handsome today, my man. Like, oh, handsome, my guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even Loaded Lux. I'm not trying to say the way he uses it, and he's from Harlem. He's like, it was good, handsome. Like, like, yo, come on, man. Like. Cam, Mace, Harlem, y'all really went too far with this poor shit. You could compliment somebody's hat, B. It's all right. I appreciate you, G. But all right. So that's the thing. Like Cam getting real petty, you know what I'm saying, using that platform to take shots. He said, I ain't never speaking and addressing on this again. You know, he didn't say Jim and Joel's name, of course. But he's saying that they got bad energy. That's one little thing that I caught in there as well. He said nobody over there is happy. I remember we spoke about that in a prior stream. I said Jim is good financially, but we see a lot of rich people lose it overnight, right? A lot of people. You got to be wealthy to be guaranteed for your lifetime and arguably the next generation as well, right? Rich versus wealth, two different ball games. Rich, you could lose it overnight. You have a bad night in Vegas. The stock market or the market could drop. Your real estate could take a hit. Politics, who's in office can change. You can get laid off from a job. You could become obsolete from a particular job. AI could replace you. All types of shit could happen. You could be rich and you know what I'm saying? That's why we gotta stay grounded, grinding, and humble. Real talk. And I think that Jim is good, but I think that Jim, he's showing this amount of disgruntled nature because not having his masters and missing out on some old money and the amount of work that he has to do these days. We saw the example of him taking that bag the other day during that interview that he looked like he didn't want to be there. And then he almost walked off saying that you don't got enough money to pay me to ask me that question. Like people that's super, super good, they're not doing those interviews in the first place. Right. So he's an ultimate hustler right now, trying to pick up all these bags. And I think his disgruntled, sour nature complements that. His personality is already emotional, and he always been that aggressive, type of guy. But I agree with you, Tate, when you say like Jim, he put in all those years, fighting for the dips. Like he was like a Dame Dash to a degree. He was stepping up to the plate. He's out there catching fades and going through street shit, and he's putting it all on the line for that bird. And then things go the way that they go, he just seems very disgruntled. And if he was just in a different bracket, whatever bracket he's in, if he was in a bracket over that, I don't think he would care about none of these. And I think that's the difference between the energy that you see with Cam and Jim. Cam looks like he's not worried or bothered by any of this shit because the tax bracket that he's operating in right now with this show and his sponsors and him and Mace and this rebirth of his career, he's happy. He's good. When you get into a certain financial space, there's a whole bunch of areas of stress that don't touch you. You don't lose sleep over the mortgage or the rent getting paid this month. Cam is just having so much. He just doesn't seem sad at all. He seems very happy with life right now. Whereas Jim, he seems sour. He seems sour. I ain't gonna lie. Like I read it on him. Like he seems sour, man. And maybe he has some justifications. Like, yo, you played me on this, or I got played on that, or I should have got some money here, and Dame did this and Cam did that. But people that is super good, they don't even look back at that shit. Like, well, what happened 15 years ago? Some contract that you signed? I don't give a fuck about that. You know how much shit in my past? I'm not trying to say I'm super good. No, I'm struggling like the next man. Okay, let's be clear. But there's so much shit financially and business wise that happened in my past. I don't give a fuck about. You know how many losses I took in RVE, right? I took losses and accepted losses when people who didn't even have their money in invested into some of those events got paid because I was doing what I thought was right by my people. Like, I financed this event, but I'm gonna take this loss. The pay-per-view didn't do what it's supposed to do, but you stood next to me, so you get paid, Jim Jones. I played that position a million times. You know what I'm saying? I don't look back on that shit and be like, yeah, I missed out on something because I'm cool. It's just a different mental space that you're in when past business deals and financing doesn't stress you or make you walk around with a chip on your shoulder. It's real talk. Like the man that grew up, the boy that grew up to be an awesome father, to be a great man, to be successful, to be a leader, to be an alpha. He doesn't look back on his childhood and say, my father wasn't there. He doesn't, because it didn't matter for him. Like, you get it? It's real shit. It's real shit. So the difference between Cam and Jim at this point in their careers, and these two guys that's marching down on age 50, I can kind of see it. And that's what Cam is alluding to here too. He says, them people over there, they're not happy. And if Jim ain't happy, I got to assume that Joel's ain't got too much going on. Luckily, amongst these three that have these issues, you want to know what the best thing is? There's no fussing over the imprint. Like, let's say, hypothetically, once upon a time, Camron was the one that owned the imprint, that licensed the name to him and all this type of stuff, diplomats or whatever. And then he can go like sue Jim Jones for wearing a diplomat sweater while he's on a Breakfast Club or going to do a show, rapping certain songs, or like, I don't know. Like, just imagine they had that level of fighting. So the dope thing amongst these three guys to see is that they both put in so much work for the diplomats. They can go do whatever they want under the brand of the diplomats and not be prevented. That's dope. That's dope. But these guys is not in the same mental space at all. And it's clear to see. And it bleeds into this. This I don't like to see too much either, but it is what it is. Did y'all see this? Shout out to Chigs, man. Chigs be on his game. Y'all make sure y'all follow and subscribe. I'm subscribed. You see I'm subscribed right here to Chigs. He's always got a lot of news updates. that we can react to and break down. Like he's gonna put the news up for us, and then we're gonna take the news and have our interpretation and discuss it. So shout out to Chicks. But Jim just tried to pull up on Camron last night. Really? Is that what happened? Let's check it out.
Now, if it's a personal issue, which I've never had with anybody because I always show everybody love and respect, I'm easy to find because I'm outside. Always. In Harlem, too. That's your stomping grounds, right? I be at Ricardo's all the time. Matter of fact, I'm going to be in New York Monday, and I'm going to be at Ricardo's at 5 o'clock.
He said, I'll be in New York Monday, and I'll be at Ricardo's at 5 o'clock. That's yesterday, people. Okay, today's Tuesday. Yesterday, Ricardo's, New York, 5 o'clock.
To be exact. But it's always.
Well, Jim Jones took it upon himself to go to that same restaurant tonight. He was hoping that Camron was going to be there to meet up with Ocho, and I'm sure you guys can guess what would have transpired if Camron was there.
Some sparkling water. Oh, pardon me. Ocho couldn't make it to Ricardo's today, but I did. I'm in the building. We here. Ricardo type shit. Pull up. Have some dinner. We'll get some drinks. We in Harlem, right? Everybody eats, B. Yeah, Ricardo, they just say, yo, it's coming to eat. Come have some dinner, man. You heard? I'm good with the owner here. We're going to take care of you. Tab is on me. You heard? Tell him Domo sent you.
Now, Jim Jones wrote in the caption saying, Ocho couldn't make it to Ricardo's in Harlem today. He said he had some big sports meetings to attend to, so I decided to come have a bite to eat in his honor. I ain't have the spaghetti with shrimp in a long time. Everybody eats, B. This Harlem. Come get some love, B. And by love, he means come get your ass, B, if you're Camron. Now, obviously, Cam was smart enough not to show up at the restaurant, no matter how much love.
Chill, Chicks. I ain't gonna say that. So, I mean, the obvious paid in full shot. Everybody eats, B. Now, that wasn't Cam's line. That was Ace's line, a.k.a. AZ, right? Everybody eats, B. So Jim is, saying that on purpose. He's trolling. Now, Monday at Ricardo's at 5 p.m. was just said by Ocho. Okay, it's just like, I'll be there if you want to talk or whatever. So that's Camron and Ocho's back and forth. The world hasn't been privy to Ocho and Cam deciding, okay, well, I'm going to meet you there as well, and we're going to talk about these issues that we have. That's Ocho and Cam going back and forth on the internet. As we heard so far, nothing has come of that since then. It is what it is. So Jim could have just saw that back and forth, saw that Monday, heard that 5 p.m. and pulled up there knowing that I'm going to eat there and I'm going to use that moment to troll Cam because I'm here in Harlem. I don't think that is just like it was known that Cam's going to be here and Jim pulled up and no, you know what I'm saying? But Jim's still doing this. It even adds another layer to it. It's like when you troll them, everybody eats B and, come get some love and all that. Like, and we saw the relationship, how it ended between Ace and Rich or Mitch, right? We saw that, right? So the interpretations to a caption like that and the things that he's saying in this video, like, what are you implying? Are you implying that, we could have had a confrontation? Confrontations aren't always physical, people, but a confrontation? What are you implying? Like me and Ocho's talking about this Ricardo's 5 p.m. on a Monday, whatever, and then you go there and say Ocho can't make it, but I'm here. What are you trying to tell the internet? What are you trying to tell me? I mean, he's the one that also said on the Breakfast Club, 5 million, 10 million, whatever, I'll box your head off. So he's offering fades. Is Jim sending physical energy to Cam? I mean, obviously he offered him a boxing match, right? So I don't know, man. Like the disgruntled past that they have and them going their separate ways and trying to stay out of each other's way would be the best end goal for the Dips. And in 5 years from now, they're able to come together as 53-year-old men or whatever and do a mini reunion and another versus type of shit together. Dope. And they get a check together. Dope. But like physical energy or partial threats. All right, we'll leave that alone, man. I ain't here to instigate that shit. Like I said earlier in the stream, I don't want to see our legendary groups break up and go through shit, but everybody's human. Disagreements, fallouts, bad business, all this type of sneak shit, lies, issues. It happens, It happens. All right, let me bring this up real quick. This is not in the title and this is not in the thumbnail, but it's still relevant news that we've been covering. Let's just, make sure we're all in the loop real quick. Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked with the news update here. Jay-Z files lawsuit against former R accuser after she allegedly confesses her story was fabricated. She confessed that? I don't remember seeing that exact headline come from the Jane Doe, but that's wild. Okay. Jay-Z is officially fighting back. Well, he already was. He was since the shit started, to be honest. The rap mogul has filed a lawsuit against the woman who accused him of essay last year, claiming she has now admitted that her allegations were completely made up. The new legal move comes just weeks after the accuser, known only as Jane Doe, suddenly dropped her lawsuit against Jay-Z without explanation. But Hove isn't letting it slide. He's making it clear that false accusations come with consequences. According to Billboard, the lawsuit was filed in Alabama federal court. Jay-Z's team alleges that Doe and her attorney, Tony Busby, orchestrated a malicious scheme to extort money from the billionaire rapper by spreading lies. The documents state that Doe has since voluntarily admitted that her claims were false and that Busby pushed her to make the accusations in an attempt to secure a settlement. Number one, man, stop calling Jay-Z a rapper, son. The billionaire rapper. It's not $1 billion from rap it's not a rapping that took him to a billionaire, to be honest. All right. Get my people's portfolios right. Okay, Hollywood Unlocked. Doe has since voluntarily admitted that her claims were false and that Busby pushed her to make the accusations in an attempt to secure a settlement. Word? I mean, if that's documented, I didn't see that. If that's documented, that is crazy, because you would assume that, you know, her retraction and her let me walk away from this shit is indirect admission of this ain't really working and it's not really gonna work, and my story changed a bunch of times, and my father said this and to reporters and all, you know what I'm saying? And so that within itself already indirectly tells us the truth. But if there was a direct admission, like, yeah, the claims were false and my lawyer pushed me for these accusations, disgusting. It was already disgusting. And she would deserve maybe even more than Tony Busby. Like, they both deserve. Wow. I thought this was just going to be about Tony Busby. I don't understand the legalities towards how a Jane Doe is attacked in a situation like this, because to my knowledge, her identity was never revealed. And I thought that was going to be another thing to protect her that she had to think about for this lawsuit. Like, eventually during this case, my identity will be revealed. And if he's going to attack Tony Busby like this, win or lose, I'm going to have to deal with this attack from Jay-Z sooner or later as well. Right. So she had to think about, her and her family had to think about all of that type of stuff. The social media attacks, publicly being known, the picket signs being held up outside of her crib, everything. Yeah, I mean, but it would be deservingly so if this was true, that she has already admitted that it's false statements and that her lawyer pushed her. But I didn't think that she was going to be in the line of fire because of the Jane Doe status that she walked away with. But would possibly the target be? Shit, I got to ask a lawyer. Maybe she's able to get targeted through Tony Busby. Like, I'm suing you and your client. So that's the way to grab her still. Even now you can't leave once again type of shit. You thought you got away type shit. Wow. Wow. So yeah, she's gonna deal with it too. And why should she be let off the hook for this? Because you was Jane Doe status? No, you shouldn't be let off the hook for this. Women, ladies, don't do this to a man. Don't ever put a R allegation on a man that isn't 1000% concrete. Please, ladies, spread that information. Teach each other. Teach your daughters. Teach your nieces. Teach your sisters. Teach your friends. Teach your homegirl that said, girl, I'm finna call and watch this. Teach each other. Don't do this type of stuff. You're not always gonna. These women ain't always gonna face the wrath and the fury of a Jay-Z, but you would deserve to. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes much worse. Don't do this. False allegations like this shouldn't even be civil. To me, they should be criminal. If you falsely accuse somebody of SA or R, knowingly, purposefully, willingly, you should have criminal charges. That's my opinion. You should have criminal charges on you. You know what I'm saying? And even civil suits that are frivolous as well, that are knowingly or knowingly false, people deserve higher penalties. They really, really do. You know, I always say frivolous and false lawsuits are for the leeches and the suckers and the cowards of the world. I stand on that to my grave. Frivolous and fake lawsuits are for the leeches, the suckers, and the cowards of the world. And, you know, we're in this phase now where everybody's looking to get a buck. Newsflash, people with civil suits as well. For you leeches of the world. Newsflash, civil suits can take 3, 4, 5 years. Okay. All the other side has to do is lawyer up, right? Academics case is already over a year at this point old, right? It probably will still go for another 2 years or whatever with this girl. So you broke ass people looking for a check, be prepared to pay your lawyer, and you better have a good one because these people will lawyer up a good lawyers. So you better be prepared to pay a nice retainer fee consistently for maybe 3 or 4 years. It might be more than half of your fucking salary of what it takes to retain a good lawyer, right? And some people, they don't factor that in. They think they could just walk to a lawyer and say, let's go get this check out of Jay-Z. Well, even if you're going to get a check out of him, let's see how much money you're going to spend in the middle of this towards your end goal, right? Wicked shit, y'all. But yeah, man. Now you can't leave. Deservingly so. Don't do that to that man. And I know y'all know that I'm a Jay fan, but don't do that to any man. Stand up for that, ladies and fellas. We see people do that shit. Take the same position. Fuck them. Don't do that to people. But all right. Great chat this morning. I see y'all. I really appreciate y'all. I'm scrolling this shit. I see a bunch of members is in the building. I see my mods in the building. I appreciate y'all as always. Share the video. I always appreciate the likes and the comments, but like I started the stream off. For anybody that missed it, go back and replay it. I got some analytics this month from Quarter Lab, and I see that our top podcast episode, which is like 212,000 views, one anomaly that it has is a lot of shares. You know what I'm saying? So share these videos, people. Let's keep pushing this podcast out. Let's keep it growing. I'll see if I make it back in the afternoon. If not, I will catch y'all in the morning. Y'all know how we do.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.